Who was that in there? What's that? Tyler, Leona. You there? Let me know if you can hear me. Let me do a mic check. Mic check. Oh shit! I'm gonna grab this link real fast too. Uh, Tanisha, what up? What up? What up? Can you hear me? What's up? What's up? What's up? Trav P001. I appreciate that. Nikki Love, what's going on? The Eye of Texas, what up? Visions Media, what's happening? What's going on? Hold on. 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 I done found me a little zone. We're supposed to kick off at 3:30. So I just wanted to come in, get the party started real fast, get everybody in, man. Everybody, thumbs up off the gate, please, 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 please. Thumbs up. Potolo Bay, happy Thursday to you, man. Happy Thursday. We are headed into the weekend. Sanchia, what's going on? We're headed into the weekend, the easy part, headed into the Sabbath or the Shabbat, which is tomorrow. Um, Hey, I may do an old school Shabbat joint that I ain't done in a long time. Is when you light the candles 18 minutes prior to sunset on Friday evening to usher in the divine presence of the light elements. I had did an article on my astrology coach on a blog on why 18 minutes before sunset is because when you look at the periodic table, there are what, seven groups and 18, so 18 across and seven down. Seven down is symbolic for the 7 days of the week, and 18 different, let's say if it's the periods across or the groups, whatever one, I'm getting old. But those are the different type of fluctuations that can happen. So in the last 18 minutes of the day, all elements that can potentially come to you have a different, it can only be 18 different, different ones. You know what I'm saying? That can possibly interact in your reality while the sun is still up and whatnot. And I was like, damn, these dudes, on the Hebrew side, you know what I'm saying, in the Jewish culture, man, they some beasts, man. They some geniuses, you know what I'm saying? And so yeah, I just may do that tomorrow, 18 minutes before sunrise. It's a Shabbat, and you welcome in the light. Usually that candle is supposed to be lit by a woman, you know what I'm saying, the wife of the house. In the Jewish culture, especially in the Zohar, it is said that if peace doesn't reside in your house, if there's no peace in your house, God isn't present. And I said, oh shit, that's a heavy ass statement. You know what I mean? That's heavy, man. Super, super, super heavy. What up, Ricky Schizios? What's going on, man? Robert, man, what's up, man? My truck driving buddy, what's going on? And whatnot. We're gonna get started at 3:30, man. So if you got a question, birth chart information, whatever the case may be, some data from your chart, you already know it. Let me know. Man, I had the weed whacker out today, man, taking care of this thing on property, and I got some calluses on my hands. I wasn't made for physical labor. Like, it's a shame, man. Like, I'm not made for spiritual, I'm sorry, physical labor. Yeah, the Book of Splendor. Yeah, the Zohar. I got that back in 2013 from Rabbi Berg, and he since passed. And it's 23 books translated into English. So I got the whole Zohar collection, man. Zohar is dope, man. I wish I was at the house. I would have put up the Zohar, but there's this saying in Kabbalah, and when the soulmates are born, there's this announcement that takes place. And it's interesting because they always say that the male is born first because of the woman's nature. She doesn't need to undergo correction what they call tikkun as much as the man. And so when the woman is born, there's this announcement in heaven that says, Heaven, hello, 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 hello. Sanchia has been born unto Jason. They shall meet. That's what they say in the mystical teachings of Kabbalah and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so 32272, 313 AM, and 313, that's interesting. That's the zip code of Detroit. You know what I'm saying? I actually meant to ask if you know something about your chart and you have a general question where it wouldn't require me to go pull up my astral account, change the data, and put it in there. That's what I actually meant. Sorry about that. All right. But yeah, that's what they say. You know what I'm saying? So the Hebrew culture is interesting because we should be coming up on Rosh Hashanah pretty soon. When is Rosh Hashanah, the head of the year? Because that usually happens. Let me see, 2021 Rosh Hashanah. When will that be? Shit, we just passed it. It began Monday, September the 6th, and it ended yesterday evening. So that's why I'm feeling that energy. So yeah, that happens when the moon and sun are usually together in Virgo, which is interesting because Virgo is the only constellation that's depicted as a woman. And it's only a few of us that's whole humans, you know what I'm saying? Such as Gemini the twins, such as Aquarius, such as Virgo. Everybody else is an animal, and Sagittarius is half man, half mammal. My sign is a Sag, as Jay-Z said. He actually said it the other way. My sign is a Sag, half man, half mammal, and whatnot. Everybody else, you're animal, and Libra, you're just beautiful, beautiful object called scales. You know what I'm saying? The balancing point and whatnot. But everybody else, you're animals. How does that make you feel, you animals? See, we're human. Certain of us, we're human. I'm just fucking with you. But yeah, man, the Merkaba mysticism is profound, man. Man, the Merkaba, I'll never forget, it was about in the year 2000, and my daughter was born. So it was 7 and 8. Man, I was vibrating so high. That was them vegan years. I was so high that when I would get into a Merkaba meditation, literally it externalized as this black, and I got some of this stuff on old footage. Black, like 6-pointed star ball, physically where you can see it in the sky, just moving and taking shapes and forms, and you can see the shit. I had some phenomenal shit when I was in there, man. Oh, man, I missed it. Right? That's Mystic Scientific. Yo, when I was vegan, it was wow for real. Yeah, man, like that stuff. Hey, Mystic Scientific, what was the first thing you ate meat-wise that took you outside the vegan game? You know what I mean? That broke the vegan run for you. What was it? What was it for you? We're gonna get started at 9 minutes, 3:30. I'm bringing Rob A back, man. I heard y'all had a good time yesterday in yesterday's conversation. So I actually wanted to chime in with her and just have a quick dialogue real fast. So it was kosher hamburger, the good old beef. Okay, got you. Mom's definitely was chicken. Yesterday, Rob mentioned hers. Hers was chicken. So yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. So it's day 11 for me. I've heard through somebody else saying Dr. Sebi recommended a 12-day fast. If you couldn't do, I don't know, a month or something, do 12. So tomorrow is day 12 for me. But then I already knew, like, man, I know like I rocks with the Jewish mysticism, the Kabbalah game, Zohar game, all that stuff is what really took me to a higher level of consciousness. So I can't eat tomorrow because it's the Sabbath. I don't want to break it tomorrow because it's really just starting. And then I'll be 2 days away from Sunday, which is 2 weeks. So I got to reach that milestone. And then the next question that pops up in my mind is, well, shit, if I'm at 2 weeks and if I one day want to go 21 days, 28, 30 a month, I got to build that momentum all over again. So won't I just hold the line and steadfast and whatnot? So I'm debating if I'm going to break it. Not because I'm struggling, because I'm not struggling whatsoever. But I really enjoy eating, but I'm really kind of eager, not kind of, I'm really eager to play with some plant substitutes. You know what I mean? Especially like the plant-based meat sausages inside of a spaghetti. You know what I'm saying? With some fresh, you know what I mean, basil, fresh, you know, what they call Italian seasonings and stuff. So I'm really eager just to enjoy plant-based food. You know what I mean? Is why I want to eat. You know what I mean? Not because I'm hungry. You know what I mean? Um, oh shit, that's what I'm talking about, Jason. Jason going full vegan again. Today is day one, and there's Sanchia. What you gonna do? What you gonna do, Sanchia, when the vegans come for you? That's what I'm talking about, man. Congratulations, today, day one. My sister like on day 5 on all liquid right now. You know what I'm saying? So she's like on day 5. The Bomb Diggy is a cold pressed juice. In my world, it's Kroger's is the grocery store, but they got a Simple Truth is one of their brands, but they got this bomb cold pressed juice that's called citrus something. You know what I mean? It's like pineapple, orange, cayenne pepper, and something else that's in it. That's the one that be hitting for me. You know what I mean? Yes, Sanchi, what you gonna do? I mean, no judgment. His journey is his journey. Everybody's on their own journey. I get it. You riding? You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Just feel good. What'd you say, Nikki Love? I'll try to juice fast next month. No, you can do it today, tomorrow. It starts. You ain't gotta wait for a month. A month is just a calculation. You know what I'm saying? You can start it whenever you want to start it. Shit, the new moon just happened on the 6th. The moon don't wait for nothing dealing with the earth and sun. She be on her own thing. You know what I'm saying? So be the moon. I'm just messing with you, but you can activate it now. Scientific Mystic said, man, my whole physical appearance changed drastically with no meat. I was hardly ever aggressive, maybe too passive, man. And you know what? Doing 10 days of juice cleanse first. That's dope. So, you know, I pondered that question, right? Like, are we a little bit more snappy and mean and short tempered because of the meat that we eat, with, you know, just the chemical composition of that shit? You know what I'm saying? Like an animal, you know what I'm saying? You know, you go towards an animal that's eating, that will show you the teeth. Like every animal does it. You know what I'm saying? So just makes me wonder. The journey makes me question myself for rooms of improvement. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, man. All right. So we're gonna get started in 4 minutes. I don't know what my guest said. She said 3:30. But I'm a stickler on starting on time. And so let me check my phone real fast. Nope, I don't see no messages. My big mouth. Can we double back? Hold on, I'm about to check off. Somebody made me a little too low offer on the property. Can we double back? All right. Hold on. All right. So yeah, you got a zodiac question. Somebody give me a zodiac question or any question. Um, Let me know. Put it in the chat. That way, by the time I answer that, we be ready to rock and roll and get this thing started. And I just got a general question. I really got a question for y'all today. Um, are you available this evening after 7 p.m. Eastern? I'm just gonna tell her to call me. Just call me. Call me. Hold on, y'all. Call me when you free. Bam. Are there telltale signs in comparative charts? Oh, hell yeah. Hell to the yeah. Hell yeah. It's actually my favorite things to do is relationship readings because you get to look at man, it gets so energetic, man. So energetic. I think I have been touched again. I know I have. I have been touched again to like I'm at that point now where I'm like, yeah, I got some real estate in the city and shit. I'm ready to do something like go get a farm. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, this is my tenant that I want to evict. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Hello. What's happening, Ruben?
I got your money, man. It's not all, but I got 400, man. I still owe you on it.
Okay, so I'm gonna come by tomorrow and pick it up. All right, because it'll be too late for me. Look for me tomorrow, like at let's make it 12 noon. All right. All right. Okay. Well, I want to evict this motherfucker. Ooh, see. I want to get him because he feels like a Confederate to me. Like his whole vibe is a biker would still wear the leather and tattoos and you know what I mean. And I'm just, I mean, this is a property. It's not my tenant. It's actually my people's tenant, and I own a house across the street. And just pissed me off, man, because you know, he could have called me and told me, like, hey, I come and get the money on the 3rd. He could have called and told me, like, hey, man, don't come. I ain't got the money yet. Then I get over there, ain't answering the goddamn phone. Happen to catch him on the balcony, like, yo, what up? And he like, I ain't got your money, man. I'm going to have to run it down. Oh, really? Okay, I'll be back in 3 days. And that was a Friday. So I'm like, I'll be back Tuesday because Monday was a holiday. I came back Tuesday, already had a 3-day eviction notice ready for his ass. And so I call him and I'm like, what's up? You ready for me? Yeah, man, I got 400, right? I'm 100 short. I said, okay, cool. Come downstairs because I was downstairs dealing with the downstairs tenant. And so he never came downstairs and then 10 minutes passed. So I called voicemail, called straight to voicemail, called 3 times straight to voicemail. I'm like, I know this motherfucker ain't turned off the phone after he just told me that he had the 400. And I said, come downstairs because he didn't know I was downstairs. So I bang on the door, bam, 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 bam. He come downstairs and I'm like, what's up, man? You ready? He gonna tell me, after I just talked to him 10 minutes ago, that he was $100 short. He gonna tell me, hey, man, I don't know where the money went, man. I don't know. I said, here you go. Take this letter. I said, you see that? In 3 days, you can vacate the premises. But I'm going to tell you how it worked. We're going to file for eviction if I ain't got the money in 3 days, and that's going to be back in about 3 weeks. So we give you a little time, but I'm telling you now, you can just get ready to start packing it up. All right? So I'm just, man, like, why didn't you call me and tell me, like, hey, bro, come holler at me on Saturday or something? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, okay. You take this beautiful vegan aura that I got. You take that shit for a weakness, but I'm holding the motherfucking trump card because I can just give you as an eviction. You know what I mean? So I really want to get him. You know what I mean? Because I just don't like the vibe of the person. And for me, it ain't about the money. It's about the vibe. Like I look after my tenants. To me, we family because I ain't gonna let nothing happen to you. If I'm in the area, I drive past my properties. Yes, I sure do. If I'm in the neighborhood, I'll swing past because I just want to make sure everything is okay. I ain't trying to micromanage and pop up over your crib. I don't do that and knock on doors and shit. But I just drive past and make sure everything is copacetic. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, we family. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, all right. So I was saying something else before he totally called me. Right? Where was I at? I was saying something about. No, I still don't see my guest. I was saying something about. What was I saying? I was like, oh yeah, the chart shit, right? So yeah. So look, man, there's so much energy in this thing, and I'm ready to get to that farmland space because there is a beautiful thing that can happen when we truly, when I say true, this is why I don't teach it now because I feel like it's not a philosophy, man. It's something that you have to live. So it's something that you got to activate within. And in order for me to see that activation, we got to have the environment when you're actually there practicing the shit. You know what I'm saying? And so I give you some examples. So here's an example. Okay. Because scientific mystic asked the question of can we basically see some obvious signs of soulmate connection in the chart? Okay. Yeah. All right. So soulmate is a deep word, but I'll just give you one of my favorite compatibility things. When in heterosexual relationships, or again, energetic masculine, energetic feminine, when the sun and Venus for the other person are in the same position, oh my God, it produces some of the best attractions that you can have. Okay. So now let's just say we identify what this position is in the zodiac signs. Okay. So let's just say, like for me, I got Venus at 12 degrees Aries, right? And so it's so funny, right? Because I'm be messing with here go my little buddy. Hold on. Let me bring her in. All right, you there?
I'm here.
All right. So like say well, what I was saying, y'all, was like I follow successful women because that's motivating to me. Like men don't really like certain men don't motivate me. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's just too much shit. But when I see a woman doing shit, I don't know what it is, that shit motivates the hell out of me. But I got Venus in Aries. Aries is ambition and Venus is the feminine principle. So I always say, especially for a man, that if you want to get into the psychology and understand what the feminine energy looks like that brings you balance, understand what Venus is when you were born in your chart. So Venus is in Aries. Aries is the conquest, the ambition, to go out there and get it. So I really rock with on Instagram. Her name is April Diva Styles, which is, I've listened to the podcast $1 Million Worth of Game with Gilly and Wallow, and that's Wallow's girl or ex-girl. They just broke up or whatever the case may be. But I'm going to say that's fake news. That ain't even true. It's something else going on. They fake it. But anyway, and she happened to mention when I saw some older videos on YouTube of her like 6 years ago, she happened to mention like I'm an Aries, and I said, God damn it, that would be it because we're looking at somebody who I think she's in East Baltimore, the hood, and she has a nail and hair spot, and she sells her own hair. And so she got like at least 2 stores that's next door to each other doing the shit, Diva Glam Spa and shit, doing the shit, right? And I'm like, yo, that's what's up. So to me, on the business side of it as well, because I love private equity. Like, okay, that's just not investing in real estate. How can I take some of this money and put it behind somebody who got a track record that's doing shit? But anyway, my whole point is she's an Aries. So again, for me, I always say it. I'll be fucking with the Aries women because there's a certain grind that's there when they on the grind. The Juju's, which is Cam, ex-girl and shit. So anyway, so it's obvious markers like that. To get into the energetic mode of it is if we can identify that, okay, 12 degrees Aries is the sensitive spot, then on a monthly basis, the only thing we got to do is wait till the moon get there. You just got to know how to measure the shit. I got reports that can do that shit for you, whatever the case may be. So now when the moon is there, she's born with the sun there, or you born with the sun there, the other person's born with Venus there. Now the moon in the sky is there. Remember, the moon is the satellite. So this is a perfect time for you to just really harmonize and bounce your thoughts off this particular satellite. Send your thoughts to the shit. You understand what I'm saying? Then that gravitational pull on the earth, there's this affinity that's taking place. There's this alignment that's taking place. So that's one way you can see it. There's other markers such as the North Node in Venus, because the North Node represents your soul's mission. But here go a person who got Venus right here, which represents relationship. And so, especially if Venus is on the South Node, because the South Node is past life, and then Venus represents relationship. So then who is this person to you? And Venus represents marriage partner. So then who is this person to you? This person could have definitely been a past life marriage partner. See, this is a beautiful thing about the cheat sheet of the cosmos, is because this energy plus this energy equals the synthesis of both of them. So yes, there are obvious markers. There's some shit that's energetic you can do as far as understanding what the total makeup of the couple's relationship energy is. So like, and you can do this for any type of relationship. So you take a for example, we'd say Trill Alchemy got a lot of fire shit. Okay, cool. I just so happen to have a Firetron. So then I got 3 in fire, but then I got some air shit. And then I got like 1 in earth, maybe 1 in water. And so majority of my energy is fire and air. And then say hers is majority of fire. So then collectively we come together, we have more fire. Now this is interesting. So let's say, for lack of just easy understanding, say I'm majority air by myself, because I got all these planets, 4 planets in Aquarius. I got 1 planet in Libra. So I got 5 planets in air signs. That's half of the solar system of what we count. And then the other ones are scattered out. So I'm majority air by myself. But let's just say I do have 3 in fire. And let's just say Trill Alchemy, she has majority fire, and the rest is scattered out. But collectively, when we get together, since I do have 3 in fire and she's majority fire, fire is going to become the predominant element when we merge together as a team. You see what I'm saying? And then that now means that, energetically speaking, the relationship mirrors her as the individual. So now, technically speaking, that energetic wise, she's the leader. You understand what I'm saying? So this is why it's so beautiful to be able to see it. But the good thing is, well, shit, I already got enough of that too. That's my secondary element. That's my second shit. I'm easy with that. So I flow with that. And my predominant individual element of air is what gives fire the fuel. So then there's a combination that mix. So I'm good. You see what I'm saying? So I don't necessarily have to lose my identity, because see, what happens is when you merge these elements together, if they're not compatible, then one can lose their identity. Because you see what I'm saying? And you can see this shit energetically, and then it plays out in a relationship called drama. You see what I'm saying? So hell yeah, bro, there's a whole bunch of shit that you can see inside of that, man. What's up, Trill Alchemy? What's up?
Hey, peace, everybody. What I miss? I feel like you've been going in.
Yeah. He asked a good ass question talking about that goddamn. Can you see some shit relationship wise to deal with the whole soulmate shit? That shit be banging. Hell yeah, I got some shit, man. I got some shit to deal with that shit. Like, if there's a certain time that you can just really get focused, like the fire people, the air, like you. It's like, what's that? Aang, the last airbender. You an avatar. You know what I'm saying? So if the relationships can come together. And see, what do fire even represent? It represents the passion and the ambition, and it absolutely needs a goal. And so that also means this is the element that we bring in the house. So the fireplace, this is our sacred, this is how we harmonize and what I really call alchemize the relationship, because if fire is the predominant element, then we need to be outside talking around the fire pot, right? Or we light a fireplace if we have one. If air is your shit, then it's the purification of air, of incense, aromatherapy. If earth is your shit, then it could be a physical earth altar, plants and things of that nature of the earth energy. If it's water, then you need to have a waterfall and you need to take baths. But here's the key. The magician on the tarot card gives you the game because he has all of the elements laid out in front of him. And that's what makes the magician the shit, because he knows how to work with all of them. I mean, all of them we're all made up of anyway, but predominantly for most of us, we're going to have one element that's a little bit more dominant than the rest. Some of us will be balanced, 3 here, 3 here, 3 here, 1 there. You know what I'm saying? Because it's only 10. So, 10 planets that we count. And so something's going to be a little off, and sometimes, again, like I said, it can be balanced, but you may be one of those people that have, 4 or 5 and whatnot and everything else. So therefore you have a dominant element. And then you can, like I said, alchemize that shit by literally bringing that element into the relationship. See what I'm saying? That's why this shit to me is like, we got to be off in the mountains, in the farm location type shit to really get into it, to embrace it and shit. So anyway, that's coming. What's good with you?
I think you need to do astrological, what is it called? Matchmaking.
Yeah, later though. For sure.
Later.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. But I gotta let me. It's coming.
Oh, okay.
That's the cherry on top of the whipped cream. So you ready to get into this conversation? What's the conversation? Is love being needy?
Oh,
it's love being needy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, make sure everybody click the thumbs up button so we can alert everybody. All right. So here's the question that I'm gonna pose. Okay. I'm gonna just give you what happened, how it transpired for me. I wake up today, in my shit, and I'm thinking, and I'm like, damn, man, am I being needy if I say a relationship is supposed to produce a positive change within the individual to propel that person to go on to their highest and greatest self? Am I being too needy? I'm not saying it's the responsibility of the person, because in chemistry, I'm literally having this conversation to myself, because in chemistry, 3 things can happen. There could be a positive change, some type of reaction. There could be a negative reaction, or there could be no reaction. Let me speak about no reaction. For me, let me open this, and the preface is this. Here's a disclaimer. Love, to me, is 100% subjective. It is according to your definition. Have fun, rock out. If you love sleeping with whatever, doing whatever, that's your thing. Go ahead. I can only talk about me. And I think a couple people are going to be able to resonate with it in a sense. So I don't want something that doesn't produce change, because who I currently am, I am not satisfied with. I am working on becoming a better version of myself. A few areas could be health, for sure, wealth, financially, for sure, property-wise, being a better father, just being better across the board. So the current state of where I'm at is not the ideal end goal, and I can say, I done did it, I done mastered this shit, I'm good. I can't say that. So to produce no change is not good for me. Okay? So now, let me say, well, I damn sure don't want a negative change, because that's drama and shit. And so now, am I being needy if I want to be in a relationship that produces a spark of inspiration and aspiration and happens to align with what I'm doing, where I'm going, and that's sort of, to a degree, my rudder on the boat and my anchor point that, yeah, this feels good, this is what it is, and this is what, I'm gonna do. So is love needy? That's the question that I have. Not to only you, everybody in the chat, I want to answer, is love needy? Go ahead.
Okay. So I have a stance on it, right? But I want to play devil's advocate with you. Oh man, I couldn't even see the comments yesterday. It's like a whole new world just opened up over here on my computer. Anyway, I want to play devil's advocate with you for a second before I give my perspective. Okay. Because some people would say that where you want to go, where you need to go as an individual is on you.
Soul's journey. It's your journey.
It's your journey. Now, me personally, there's truth to that. But, what I shared with you this morning was that in me, and it's probably why I'm single, because when I set a standard on love, I really believe that people treat and view love the same way they treat, view, and have experienced God. Okay? So for me, my experience of God has been completely in alignment with creation, right? Like God has never let me down. God has never let me stay stuck in one place. God's word has never turned a void to me. And when I go to God, when I'm with God, when I recognize and feel and acknowledge God in me, I am a much better person, soul, individual. So to me, it's like, why would I expect anything less in my love relationship?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we are supposed to be growing and creating an environment that is conducive to us both growing. And part of that is recognizing when the environment is no longer conducive to one of us and being okay with either making the change or letting it go.
Right.
Now, you know, I have experienced some very needy people though along the journey. And so I gotta really check myself and ask myself, was I have shown that same level of respect to their needs?
Okay.
I think I was. So I think it's a fine line. I think it's a very, very, very fine line. What, you got a funny text coming? What's going on?
No. Yeah, somebody. my realtor. I'm trying to sell a house, and my realtor said something to
Well,
me
you
as
might
well.
want to handle that.
No, it's all good. Okay, so that's your devil's advocate.
Well, no, that's not my devil's advocate. My
Okay.
devil's advocate is the people who would say that you are responsible for your own growth and you need to come as a complete individual, and it ain't on that person.
I'm with you on that shit. Listen, scientific mystic, you just hit it on the head because he says something about the codependence level of love is needy. Self-love is needy as well, though, as well too, right? So if we on this thing of self-love, right? Self. I get it. But see, goddammit, we're gonna have to really get into this cosmic law shit because there's 12 grades of this shit, and I know that shit very well. The factor of relationship is totally opposite self. Now, of course, you got to get yourself together. You should get yourself together, absolutely. But even in the process of getting yourself together, nothing is in existence that is only made up of itself. It's always something else. So in other words, if we go to the final level and we say, well, shit, oxygen is how you motherfucking live. And we say, well, wait a minute. When we look at oxygen, it looks like it has this number of electrons and protons. Oh, whoa, well, wait a minute. You mean to tell me the one main thing that I need for my survival is actually composed of other things? Right. And so even if we get into self-love and you juicing and you doing whatever the case may be to sustain the human body, to sustain anything, everything is made up of some things, is my point, right? So everything is made up of some things. And since everything is made up of some things, I am going to call everything is fucking needy independent. Yeah. Because there's no such thing as, like being made up of something that, you know what I mean? And that it's always made up of something. It just always is. And so, but I get it in philosophy. And now, of course, I absolutely do get the self-love, take care of self and shit. But once you do that and you journey to the opposite point to look back at yourself, which is called Libra, which is called your seventh house in your chart. The seventh house, also known as the DC, sits on the western portion of the sky. This is the sector that deals with relationships. And when you sit in the west, what are you facing? You're facing the east. You're facing yourself. But again, when you sit in the west, this is the point where you're sitting with someone next to you. So you both are together, both looking back at the individual self. Mm. And so I'm going to say that, get your shit together and be the best version that you can be so you can attract all of the best things in your life. Absolutely. But I'm going to say love. And everything is needy. Shit, you need me to go to the store. You need me to take out the trash. You need me to pay the goddamn bills. I need you to cook. I need you to do everything. We need water. We need to pay the water bill. They got to eat because we paying the water. Everybody it's a chain reaction of need, and it's okay.
And I was going to say, why is need looked at in such a negative light? Now, that's what people really need to address, okay? Yes. Now, where in your life where you told that your needs don't matter and that it's something bad and it's something you should be ashamed of and it's something that you should hide, and even if you put it out there, it ain't gonna be answered, and you shouldn't expect to ever get an answer from the universe. See, that's a whole nother lack paradigm that people get caught in. You know, yeah. So
yeah, I agree with you. Malargo, expound on that. Malargo, sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. But he said, how does God and love one are the same? I don't think love and God are one and the same. Expound on that. But on your point right there, I be thinking about this shit too. Like, they only call me when they want something. Only call me. Yeah, because you're perceived to be somebody that can get it done. You a
that's
boss.
a compliment.
Yeah, that's a compliment in your world. They only call me when they want something. Yeah, because you get shit done. And when they're in that time of distress, they feel like, oh yeah, I can go to this person. Now I understand if you feel like an aspect of usury. Every time I get paid, that's when you call me. You know what I mean? But whatever the case may be, I can flip that as well. But even with, I get that part. But yeah, being needed is a great thing. And somebody relying upon you to do some things is really because you just reached a certain, plateau in your own life where, for lack of a better word, and since you a boss, and that's cool. So a motherfucker call you when they don't want nothing, you don't even want to talk. You be like,
what you want?
Yeah,
what you want?
Oh shit, they ain't talking about shit. All right, I'll holler at you later. They ain't talking about shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Want something.
I think Milagro was talking about my point when I said that how you see God is how you see love. And Milagro, what I'm going to expound on it if you haven't commented yet. What I meant is that, if you come up in religion and in church, you were taught God has some certain characteristics. You're taught that God is vengeful, that God is jealous, that God is wrathful, that there can only be room for one God. You're taught all these very limiting ideals of God. And so to me, and through my experience, God and love, God, the base energy of all of this creation, which is source, God is love. And so I really do feel like whatever limitations you have around God and how God can show up through you, about how connected you are with God, about how benevolent God is going to shape how you treat love in a lot of ways. So, that Science of Love book we used to. Yeah. It talked about all the counterfeit versions of love. And if you look at them, a lot of that is the stuff that we've been taught about God.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I'm with you.
He said,
I'm with you. OG Bruce Lee, what up? So yesterday Noble wore blue and we wore what white. Today Noble got on red. What you trying to say there, OG Bruce Lee? I'm lost on that.
Yummy ya. We was yummy ya yesterday. We ate shoeing today.
Oh, okay. I'm lost.
I don't know. I guess so. Okay, so let me ask you this, okay? Because, and I'm gonna get personal. I was in a relationship not too long ago, right? Where I was accused of not meeting this person's needs. Okay. Now, on one day, I was the most nurturing, loving, giving, kind person this person had ever met. But something got triggered, and these very codependent, like it was an excess type of need type thing got triggered. And he turned around and said that I wasn't meeting his needs. I was responsible for meeting his needs. So at what point, where do you draw the line between a compromise for love and a sacrifice for love? Like, at some point, do we overgive to those needs?
I don't know. I don't know. I had got to a state where if the Bible represents different states of consciousness, I swear to God, I went through Ecclesiastics, where I don't know shit. The whole Ecclesiastes, that motherfucker like, man, listen, I don't know shit. All the money I got, that shit don't mean nothing when it's gone. All the knowledge I got, fuck it. And I just got to that particular point. I don't know. I don't know, because the word compromise is a trigger for me. Now, I get it when it's like, hey, I'm about to do something at 7 and something came up and you like, babe, I need this done. And like, okay, shit, I can't do that at 7. Let me push that back to 7:30. All right, cool. I get that. What I don't get is the big general term of like the compromise where you purposely have to not do something just to coexist, in comparison to this idea that I have in my mind called extreme compatibility, where it don't even feel like a fucking compromise. Again, I get it when it's like, oh, I'm doing this at 7, and you're like, hey, this came up. Unfortunately, I got to do, okay, let me swing around. I got you. I push this back. Shit happens. I get it. You get what I'm saying? I think in the vibe of extreme compatibility, the shit don't even feel like a compromise. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I can't say what is right or wrong on that.
I think that it's a difference between those two words that I use, because I think it is very healthy to expect to have to sacrifice for anything that's worth having. But the difference between a sacrifice and a compromise is the sacrifice is you giving up something to get something better. So there you have the creative force at work, right? It's just a byproduct of this reaction. When you have, I'm a chemical engineer, you have two chemicals, you got one coming in that's providing this element, one coming in on the other side that's providing this. They're both going to sacrifice some energy for a combustion, for whatever type of reaction to take place, right? But a compromise is when you are giving of yourself and you are getting nothing in return. The only thing you're getting is that person being temporarily fulfilled. And it's only going to be temporary, because if it's not a win-win, it ain't no fucking win in my book. Right. Win-lose ain't a win. Right. It's gotta be we win-win.
Yeah, that's a zero. That's a
zero.
Balance out to a zero. Yeah. That's interesting. Talk to us about being someone who actually got degrees in chemical engineering. Although you didn't have enough intellectual curiosity. Y'all
heard him tell this intellectual curiosity story before. That's me.
But having degrees in chemical engineering, when it comes to the mixture of chemicals, what are the possibilities? Like the explosion. The explosion to me is that, could be that burst of energy, that rocket fuel that you need, but it also can be bad. So just coming from the science standpoint,
oh my God,
what's happening when you mix shit?
So combustion is literally a fire-air reaction, right? And in combustion, though, there's always something that gets consumed. I think sublimation, I can't remember. That was like 20-something years at my age myself. But I do know that in combustion, because it is such high energy, something has to get consumed and used up. Okay? That's why you can't sustain combustible type energies and relationships for a long time. They're usually very short-lived. That fire feel good. Fire warm you up. It excites you. You feel alive. But boy, you will burn yourself out trying to
Venus and Aries.
Goddamn. Leo and everything. Yeah. So, I go for combustible relationships too. I like that, it feel good, but they are not sustainable.
Right. So what other reactions can there be?
Oh gosh, don't know that.
Okay. So because I remember reading something, about dimers, and I think they was talking about the elements in the 18th group, 18 across. It's 7 periods, 18, whatever. So when you go 18 across, that group that exists in row 18, their outer shell is stabilized.
The inerts.
And so when they interact with other ones, they stay the same. In fact, they get so excited that they're called dimers in a sense. And everybody else is just unstable. And you can add to them or take away from them. But when these over here, you can't fuck with them. You know what I'm saying? Because they're just
so what, they don't have any electrons in their outer Sure.
I don't know if they don't have any on the outer, but it's balanced.
Okay.
Yeah,
What is it called? Dimer?
Yeah, they call them dimers, like a dime.
Yeah, I gotta look that up.
Dimers. And it's something about the 18th element is the ones in the 18th is perfectly,
Okay. I'm not gonna look it up right now. So,
yeah.
so,
Yeah.
So I don't know. Back to your question though, is love needy?
Yeah, love needy. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, love is needy.
Everybody know it. It's needy. You can spend periods of celibacy and being by yourself because you recognize which you need is so fucking rare. You know what I'm saying? In a sense, are so special to you that you can't even allow everybody in because you need something. That's what I'm going to say. You need something. You know what I mean? Which is that higher expression of where you're trying to get to. I think that's a need. I think love is needy, and I think it's needy because the moment there's requirements to it, right? Like you're not going to be with somebody that's physically abusive, maybe even verbally abusive or whatever. There's traits that you're not going to deal with. So now your love has a condition. That's why I don't believe in a such thing. I don't think there's a such thing as unconditional. That's bullshit. Everything in creation has a condition because it has an element which is composed of other things. That's what makes it a condition. The only unconditional thing is conditions, if that makes sense. That's the oxymoron of this place. Get it? The only unconditional thing is this love of God that you talked about earlier, which everything has a condition. The human being can't possibly get to a state of unconditional. I believe that's impossible.
You think it's impossible? Do you unconditionally love your children?
No. No.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. No. I love. Listen. Well, see, this is the thing. Yes and no. Let me be clear about that, right? So with the children, right? You don't want to whoop ass if you have to whoop ass, but that can be an aspect of love. But surely to them, their perception is, yo, fuck him, I ain't with that shit. He whooped my ass again. Whatever the case may be, it don't feel like love, nor is it a desired thing that we want to do. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know. Like, see, I don't. It's kind of like we had these. In my opinion, we had these bullshit statements like, I love you, but I don't like you. What the fuck you mean? I love you.
No,
but I
get
like you.
that.
You know
I get that.
I don't. I'm gonna tell you why I don't get it is because in my viewpoint of love, like is an extreme expression, and then that becomes love because I like you a whole lot. Like is kind of like average, and love is special in my viewpoint, right? But I don't. It seems like we say these things like because you family that I don't fuck with you, I don't like you, I don't even deal with you, but I love you because you're family. But how? See, my thing is, where else do you do that at? Ooh, I sure like this lemon cake, but I don't love it though.
Well, like I said, that's why he said God is in love. Okay, so let me share my experience and how I can make that delineation, because I think that love is and does have the capacity to be something very unconditional, and I'm gonna tell you what justified that for me. But I think that like is where you pass in the judgment when you decide if you like something or not. Do I like you in red? Okay. Yeah. Do I like that? Okay, so that's judgment. So the experience that brought me to say that God is love, number one, and that God's love is truly unconditional was on toad medicine. Okay. So if y'all don't know about the toad, it's 5-MeO-DMT. It's an entheogen. If y'all have seen the changes in Mike Tyson, now he's a different person. And he attributes that to the toad. So me and Mike got the same toad guy, Dr. Jerry. And we did some toad ceremonies at my house a couple of years ago. First one I think I did in Atlanta. But when I took the toad, it's like you have literally like a 16-second opportunity before you are thrust directly into the heart of God. Like no bullshit. I cannot. This really don't even give it justice, okay? But you are literally thrust into the heart of God, and everything for me everything that anybody ever tried to tell me about God, whether it was in the Bible, whether it was through any other means, Quran, whatever, it was just such a small portion. It was like, okay, I get what they was trying to say, but this, what I feel is what they really was trying to say, but there were no words to really encapsulate it. Mm-hmm. And when I was there in the heart of God, the one thing I noticed was how big God was. Okay. God was just so big that it was like my body was too small. My mind, my perspective, it was just all too small for God. And then I enjoyed this time there in the heart of God. And then I started making my way back into this realm. And the longing set in. And the longing in my heart, I was like, oh, this is what everybody be going through, that they be called having all this fucking heartache, all this pain, all this misery, trying to fulfill themselves in all these other things, is because they're trying to get back to this original connection with God, because it really is the most complete feeling in the world, and it is love, without any shadow of a doubt. Mm-hmm. And so, I can't say that love is not needy, because we need that. That's the most primitive, base, primal longing that we all have. Right. We need that. Malagra said there are no words to describe God. God is just not only love. There are many states of consciousness of God. I agree, but if I had to put one word, I had to pick a word, Milagro, love, right? It would be love. Or I could say God is also an orgasm. Straight right. Up. Right. But man, it's like I wish everybody could have that experience. I think that would heal a lot of relationship bullshit. Straight up. Yeah.
Go to the mountains and smoke on toad.
Come see me. No, I don't have it yet.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Somebody, who was that in there? I think that was Sullivan. All love has conditions, and that's what I was saying. I'm thinking about love being unconditional, because I think even for me to set a definition of what unconditional is, you can beat me, you can rob me, you can steal from me, you can do whatever, you can stand on my bed and take a shit, and I'm still gonna love you. Like that, my definition of it just gave it a condition. And that is the beauty about this oxymoron of this yin yang or positive negative thing. But all definitions become conditions in what I'm willing to accept, because I don't think, for the most part, the average person is going to allow their lover to pull down their pants and take a crap on them physically. I think you're going to say you lost your rabbit ass.
But no, because listen, what about people who grew up being abused in their childhood, and so by a parent, and so to them that's what love looks like? So it's not a condition for you, but I know some women that can't be with a nigga unless he on her head, like in real life.
Right. But there goes the condition, because when the nice guy comes, like, oh no, fuck that.
He don't love me. I don't feel it.
Yeah, you don't love me. You don't beat me. That's real shit. I got a homie that mentioned that, where his girl mentioned something like that, where I'd rather getting into it with you verbally. I can't take that, and I'd rather much been in a relationship when I dealt with physical abuse. I deal with the physical abuse better than the verbal disagreements that we
have. Because she's conditioned to that. That's normal. I can do that.
Yeah, that's very real.
So what's the answer then, Noble? What's your ideal about what if you had to say I'm a white paper, start from scratch, love for Ampu, what are your conditions then, since it's conditional?
Hey man, y'all gonna think it's crazy. I said it before. It has rainbows, unicorns, and leprechauns in that motherfucker. No, I'm serious though. No. It means that I really believe in extreme compatibility. I really believe in that there is there is, rocket fuel. There's that part where people come together and it clicks and it sparks and it absolutely becomes y'all life mission is the same. It's like the poles of the earth, you know what I'm saying? And it's just pure bliss. It's bliss.
Man,
It's
I
bliss.
got a little journal. I don't have it in here with me, but it's where I write all my little contracts to the universe. You literally described what I wrote. You literally described like pole shifting, like there's a rightness that's going to be brought to the world.
Yeah.
It's going to put orders, a certain level of order here, like, and it's really that person that is going to ultimately help me fulfill my soul's mission. So to me, I can never compromise my assignment. Like that's what I wake up and pray every day. Keep me on assignment. So if you coming in and you trying to make, let's go play instead of me tending to this assignment, or you ain't the one to, throw me off, you my hater, whatever it is, you cannot stick around long. And it's like what people have, the thing, somebody mentioned something about boundaries. Boundaries are not always what you actively enforce towards a person. Like, hey, you can't talk to me that way, or you can't come in here with that. The most important boundary you have is your energetic boundary. And I've probably been by myself for so long because I have been very diligent to form my energetic boundaries, which means that I don't even have to say nothing to you. But the energy that I keep myself in, that I keep around me, that I keep in my home, that I have instilled in my son, everything in my environment, if you come into my environment, you either going to have to rise up or get off the pot. Like it's a no compromising thing. But I did that for myself. I understand.
But what's if you want to share, what's your mission?
My mission?
Yeah.
I definitely know that I have had a mission for many lifetimes of bringing the collective back, restoring Christ consciousness on this earth. Like in real life, altering the DNA of the people here so that energy can be anchored here. And I really do feel like once I do that, I'm going to walk up out the sun. I'm like freed of these lunar cycles, and y'all are not going to see Rabe, Ramonica F. Green anymore. Baby, none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I can't play with it. I can't play with it. And I'm thankful that God has revealed enough of it to me in real time. So I got enough to hold on to and can stand there firmly with it. And I pray everybody find an assignment.
That's dope. That's dope. Receipt City, there's no such thing as love is not destined in your chart, because we live in a universe that has polarity and duality. And so even if it looks like the planets are stacked against you, like everything is in opposition to Venus, and Venus is also in a sign that doesn't do well with it. It just simply means that particular principle. You just got to work harder in a sense, right? The beautiful thing about the duality is you have the negative manifestation of the pole and you have the positive manifestation of the pole, and you get to exercise which pole that you're going to activate. So there's no such thing as one side of the pole existing without the other side of the coin. So that's really an impossibility for the chart to say that you don't have love. Now you can have struggles, like I said, absolutely. You know what I mean? Absolutely, you can have those. But an impossibility, a flat out no, it can't happen. That don't exist, because of the duality of the place that we live in makes it possible.
What would be some signs of like indicators that you're gonna have struggle in your chart?
Shit, man. In love?
Yeah.
Saturn connected to Libra in any way. Saturn in the 7th house. Saturn square Venus. Saturn opposite Venus. Even Saturn conjunct Venus is cold. So some Saturn placements with Libra, and then the moon if it depended with gender. So if you woman, these could be placements of Mars square Venus, Mars opposite Moon, and again the Saturn combinations, and I dare even put some Pluto in there as well. For sure, got to put Pluto in there. And so usually your harsh aspects, oppositions, squares, even conjunctions, Saturn and Pluto predominantly. Mars squares and hard points, okay, it's still gonna come off passionate, but it could be some bumps in the road and violence. But there's gonna be some flashes of passion there. The other ones is just a little more hard and karmic in a sense.
I'm trying to look my chart up because I think I got Saturn in Libra.
Yeah. Saturn and Libra people, man, y'all. It's a good chance you're gonna go through one good one, one good karmic, long. It could be long too, you know what I mean. Don't want to let go type of vibe and shit. So, yeah, that's what I would say.
Oh,
It.
gosh.
No, it ain't that. It's. See, the goal is to observe this shit like you like you out in the universe and you see the entire solar system. This viewpoint that we have is such a crazy illusion, almost to a trap, because it looked like the sun is above our head and you only can see this part of the moon. So therefore it looked like the other half of the moon is goddamn disappeared and shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's creating the square. When something's in the east and something's in the south, that's a square. And that creates a problem when you're born, when you observe it, because technically, you know what I mean? When you understand a square, that's when, if you can see this corner, this is when the north-south wall intersects with the east-south wall. And you're going in complete, to me, the 90-degree angle, like 3 o'clock on the wall clock, that's going in two totally opposite directions, to me, in my head, how I see that shit. Because one is on the vertical plane and the other is on the horizontal plane. You're not even on the same plane, and y'all meet in the middle, y'all crash into each other. You see what I'm saying? So I don't like that marker, because at least with the opposition, the Aquarius to Leo or the whatever opposition, the elements are conducive. Leo and Aquarius opposite each other, but that fire and air coalesce with each other and they rock out and they really become a pair. You see what I'm saying? And they become a whole, because the opposites of the wheel, like we talked about yesterday, are coming together now. And so the opposition is great. The square is the one that's like, oh shit. Because elemental wise, there ain't that don't go. You know what I mean? Water and earth. I'm sorry, water and air. What the fuck is that? That's a plunger. That's what you plunge totally and get shit out of it. What good is water and air?
Either a plunger or a hurricane. It ain't had what's popping. Hey, I got a question, Noble.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, it just left me. Hold on.
Hey, Tammy, what's up?
Keep going. It just, dang, I had a good question.
Hurricanes, plungers, where we at?
Oh my gosh, I had a great question.
Elements.
God, that is so disappointing. Keep going. It'll come back. It'll come.
Yeah, that's how it be sometimes.
Yeah.
That's why I think I gotta stop smoking again. Like, I be forgetting shit in mid sentence. Like, what the fuck?
That's probably the problem.
I'm high. Let me stop smoking. Yeah, OG Bruce Lee, exactly. It's a bubble. You know what I mean? Air and water, it pops. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, this love is beautiful. I think it just has conditions, like your energetic thing. You got it. Question.
How do you know when a soul contract has been fulfilled?
I don't know nothing, ladies and gentlemen. How do you know when the soul contract has been fulfilled? Well, this is one thing we do know in the physical aspect. It's just gonna be. Damn, that's a good question. I mean, we know what that looks like physical, because it's gonna seem like it's gonna be a breakup in a sense. I keep envisioning a couple that's together that comes to some form of realization that it's over, whether it's consciously or not. Then it's still over, and they're not conscious that the contract is fulfilled. I don't know. I don't know that shit. Man, that shit, man, because see, man, that would have to. I don't know. That's deep. That's fucking deep, man. Because goddamn, when you deal with the caliber of the individuals, even if it's just an average relationship, go to work, come home, go to work, come home. That's all they do. Watch the game and shit, drink beer and whatever. Who's to say that that person died, and who's to say that contract is fulfilled?
Right.
Like, I don't know the answer to that shit.
And like I've had contracts that have been fulfilled, but the fulfillment was the painful experience, right? It was okay. The contract was, hey, we're gonna meet up in 2001, right?
Okay.
We're gonna be doing this. I'm gonna be doing this. We're gonna rock for a few years, and then I'm gonna break up 6 months before we're supposed to get married, right? You're gonna think it's the end of the world, but if you just let this play itself out, it's gonna lead you to be a healer. That's the fulfillment of the contract, right?
Yeah, right.
But I could have fought for it. I could have fought to stay in a relationship.
Yeah.
I could have fought to avoid the pain that was gonna bring me there, and it never would have got fulfilled.
Right. And it seems like you can make an amendments to contracts too.
Oh, I have.
Right. You can do an addendum, like in property, like, oh shit, my contract expired back in the last day of August. And I'm like, man, can you please give me an extension to the 22nd? Let me send you an addendum. He's like, cool, that's no problem. So now I'm set to close on this property. So can a contract be extended or changed? Because yeah, we in some karmic shit right now. We go back and forth. We got these, nasty shit, but anything can happen. Anything can change. And then now the people change in the relationship, and now the relationship had, whatever X amount of years of just bullshit drama. And now the relationship is totally fulfilled and they got a beautiful story to tell. Anything can happen, right? So it looked like if I would have tapped out then, the contract, was it over? I don't know. You know what I mean? I can't say.
But just because they got a beautiful ending don't mean that that's what the purpose of the contract was.
That too. You know what I'm saying? And now that's a whole nother dynamic, because now we don't know, like, okay, there's really was something more that we were supposed to do that we didn't do. You know what I mean? That we was totally oblivious to. You know what I'm saying? Damn, when is the contract over?
When is it fulfilled?
Maybe when there's no more pain, no more negative reaction.
I believe that. Yeah. I believe that.
Yeah, but now what happens when I got that and you don't?
And I believe that just like you can extend a contract, you can cancel one early. Because I had to do that with my mama. I had to do that with my mama last year, huh?
Cancel it early?
I had to cancel it early. And I had to say, hey, this that just happened. And I didn't say it to her, but to the creator. And I wrote it out. This event that just happened, I just paid a physical price to cancel and nullify the terms of this contract. So now we are free to move about in love. Right. Okay? Everybody's free to move about in love. Those old terms don't exist anymore. Now, whether we in love in the same house or whether we in love on different sides of the country not talking to each other, I'm moving in love.
Right.
So, yeah, man. I don't know. What y'all think? When's the contract up? Tantia say, I think it would dissolve through the universe if the parties don't take action. Ooh, now what if you dissolve a contract you were supposed to be in because you chose to stay in the contract that was fulfilled? Oh man. It be happening all the time.
That's some shit.
It be happening all the time, y'all.
That's some shit. And God damn, I guess it becomes fulfilled when karma, not the bad aspect of karma, just good and bad karma, when that manifests, right? Because for every action there's a reaction. So I think that when that manifests itself, like you recognize something like, oh, this was an incident, I just paid a physical price for that. I acknowledge that. Here's the debt for that. Paid. Moving on. That's interesting. That's interesting. Interesting. And it should be illegal to sentence people to more than one life sentence. That's fucked up.
That's fucked up.
That's
Because
fucked up.
that is a contract you putting on their soul in real life.
Yeah, real
Real
shit.
life.
If you don't know no better, boy, your ass is done. You gonna come back and commit some shit over and over again to fulfill that. Because especially if you believe and accept that reality, that's fucked up.
Oh yeah, it's stamped. It's imprinted. It's imprinted on the soul and in their DNA, for sure.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Okay. Well, dang.
Yeah. So what y'all got in the chat, man? Give it to us. I'm gonna go. I gotta go get on the roof and play with some gutter guards because it's the fall season about to be coming. I feel like cleaning no gutters this year. Can you sign up for the plan to find yourself later?
You can sign up for a plan to find. I know, but I want to find a different version later. I ain't trying to come back and find this thing.
Oh shit! Now they know different incarnation. I'm cool.
Ooh, good one. What
Go
do
ahead,
y'all
Cynthia.
think about dating people who aren't conscious or spiritual? No.
Dating was dating.
Or what about
dating,
marrying, being with, being in a relationship with?
Being in dating, so we're gonna say dating is being in a relationship?
No, I think Milagro, I'm gonna speak for Milagro. That Milagro means being in a relationship with. Do you mean just dating or filling them out?
Like dating, like we just going on an outing or some shit.
You know what they mean.
We're gonna fill it out. Listen, you can fill out whatever you want to fill out.
You know that ain't what they mean.
But if we talking about relationship wise, like can I be in a relationship with someone? Nah, I can't. That's me. No. Nope. And it's like I'm definitely not gonna be in a relationship with somebody that smokes cigarettes. That shit ain't happening. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I agree. I think too many times people get in relationships already going in with a compromising spirit, right? Well, she ain't really spiritual, but I can change her. I can bring her up with me. And if you think about it, like you supposed to like get a relationship, and y'all supposed to bounce off each other, and trajectory supposed to be out this world. But if you gotta drag somebody with you, then that's impacting your own trajectory. So why would you even set yourself up for that? Energetic boundary wouldn't allow that to come into my space.
Right. Man, it's just interesting because I had to go back and look up Dimer real fast, and they was talking about because in science in y'all world y'all have strong force and weak force. You know what I'm saying? Those are scientific terms. And then you have literally, if you just type in dimer, it'll tell you that it's joined by bonds that can either be strong or weak. So I'm telling you, man, strong and weak is something that science recognized on an atomic level. You know what I mean? As far as the interaction of things. And I'm going to say that human beings, since we got a lot of chemicals in us, and we interact with each other, we can produce a weak bond or a strong bond.
Oh yeah, you can produce a weak bond, strong bond, covalent bond. Okay, so how do you spell dimer? Because I can't find it.
Dime with an R. You just put an R at the end of dime.
Oh, I had an A in there. Okay.
Somebody asked a question about a contract. What was that?
She said, how do you know when you're in a contract with somebody?
How do you know if you have contracts, and if so, how many? I don't know, man. I can't say contracts. I can't speak of the term of contract, but what I can speak of, if we do what's called a synastry chart in astrology, where you can see this person's chart in comparison to this person's chart and how your energy bounce off each other, it is going to tell a story without a shadow of a doubt. It's going to tell a story. And I think that story right there is the contract. And so that's the best I could give you in a sense. So it's not about looking at, individually, I can't look at it. Maybe I don't have the skill. I can't look at you by yourself and say, oh, you know what? Raw, you got 31 contracts with people, and then you're gonna have to be in 31 relationships. I can't see that. All I can see is the nature of your relationship, individual, how your male female energy stacks up, which is gonna paint the picture, and then everybody who you want to be with or will be with. In a sense, we can compare that and say what the energy and what the cosmic contract is in that sense. So I can't say how many, but I can definitely tell the nature of the relationship based off the two people for sure.
That's a good.
And consciousness has everything to do with it. Everything to do with it because your polarizing forces. Let's take the opposition, right? Let's take the Aquarius and Leo, right? Let's take you and I, for example, right? The opposition could represent a fight because it's opposition. It can just represent a fight, or it can represent the extreme ends of the poles, which are really the same thing, and some form of completion can take place,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But the individual's consciousness and the experience is what's going to dictate the nature of the relationship. Because if I don't know shit about spirituality and we oppose each other and you're in it, and I look at you as she on her weird shit, she into that shit, whatever the case may be, and I feel like you're spending too much time with that shit and you should be doing what I perceive a woman to be doing, or whatever the case may be, there goes the conflict. But if I'm of the same cloth in the sense like, oh yeah, I fuck with this too, you know what I mean? Boom, boom, boom. And now we clicking, then that opposition becomes completeness, if that makes sense. You understand? Because remember, in opposition, again, the elements are complementary to one another. You know what I'm saying? Which the elements just simply represent your overall energetic expression,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so there's a complement there. So consciousness has everything to do with it. And I'm just saying, I'm way at that point. I'm way too deep in. I'm way too deep in to be fucking with it. As Rob would say, a civilian.
That's a.
I can't be in a relationship with a civilian.
We're not elitist over
No,
here.
we did shit on meditations and shit. Like we did shit on some meditative galactic activation shit and seeing your thoughts come back into this reality. What the fuck? I ain't got time to be with a civilian, niggas. You crazy?
Planes dropping out the sky with our name on it, like you know. We cool. Wait. Mike P said, contract is such a damning term. There's too much grace in the world to feel that restricted. But wow, deep stuff. What about agreement then, Mike?
Yeah.
Scientific mystic. What about agreement? How about that?
Agreement. Ooh. And all that stuff is Libra based because that's when it first comes into the zodiac. And in cosmic law, the contractual agreement don't appear until you get to marriage, Libra, partnerships.
Ooh, what is marriage? What is marriage though?
What is it?
Do you believe that marriage, like what defines marriage? Is it the state? I know it's not the state license and the state approval. So
whatever you two say it is. It has to be. Whatever you two say it is. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You got a brother that's out there that be like, I got 4 wives, but of course, bigotry is illegal, so we just say that. But I got contracts with my wives, right? That's whatever they want it to be. Some people look at that shit and say, you're disgusting. You know what I mean? No, you don't. I would never do that. That's crazy, right? And then they stick into their monogamous thing that they're in. So it's 100% subjective to the person of what marriage is. It has to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think a lot of people. Yeah, I have to, make that argument a lot because.
But it's definitely a bond. How
the
you
alchemical marriage.
Yeah. The alchemical marriage is that sex shit, though. I don't give a fuck what you tell me. I know.
He just say it's a classic topic to build on.
Yeah, alchemical marriage is the first time y'all have sex. That date. That's what it is. A marriage is a bond, right? I put it out in the Family Wealth Club. There's so many different homophones that we use in finance that are literally terms we use in love.
Right.
We want to bond with somebody. We want appreciation. That's the financial term, right? We want to Shit, what's another one? It's a whole bunch of them, man. You know what I mean? I wrote a PDF on it as well, and I thought it would be dope to have flashcards, especially because we generally got the same understanding about the love side, but do we have the same understanding on the Venus side? Because one thing in this solar system, and this shit is crazy. This is why God is such a beautiful a-hole, is because the planet Venus rules Taurus in the money portion, and we got all these financial terms that are literally synonymous with love languages, how we express ourselves. But then when you get to Libra, the side that deals with the relationship, Libra to Taurus don't get along. That's air and earth. That shit don't, that's an inconjunct, as we call it. That's not necessarily a good practice. And then when you in a relationship and you try to make finance the center of conversation and a goal, that shit is like pulling teeth. You know what I'm saying? It could be tough. You know what I'm saying?
Why is that though?
And so I'm looking like this same principle, Venus, rules both of these things, but in comparison to relationships to money, that shit don't click. That is very interesting to me. So I can't say I don't know why.
I'm trying to rationalize why it's either you can't chase money and love, right? And money is gonna, money causes problems in relationships, in the common civilian love dynamic. So, that gets me to thinking about the book we were talking about when he talked about the Hermetic love principles and what that looks like. I don't. Do you recall enough of that?
I don't recall the positive side of it or what it was, because I got such my version of like this, like your version in a sense, this pole shifting and shit that I am not gonna let nobody take me away from what I ultimately know what must be done in the Aquarian age and what love looks like. You know what I'm saying? So
hold on, I'm gonna grab my book because he had a.
Go ahead.
Hold on.
Yeah. Where is that? Let me pull up this PDF. What was that? Money? That was love and money. Yeah, homophones. So homophones are love and money.
Let me see. The superior couple.
The superior couple. "25 homophones of love and money." There it is.
Yeah,
what do we identify? Interest. My interest in you. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where it starts at. Interest, trust, share, like shares in a company, but you want to be somebody who shares something. Partnerships is a form of a business. Security is something that's actually sold, but we want that sense of security. Finance and fiance, we can see that. Bond, we want somebody that can have consideration. Consideration is a financial thing. You want to be in company with somebody, with your people, that's a business. You want your person to check on you, like a checking account in a sense. So checking is there. To insure something, like insurance, but you want somebody to insure. You want to be able to lean on your partner, but lean is something that's of a financial thing as well. We talked about appreciation. It's just a whole bunch of them. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. You know what I mean?
It's in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Aspects to the ass. So
I found it. So y'all, this is the book I'm talking about. It's called The Science of Love. I'm trying to get by John
Baines. Yeah.
Okay. So in the last chapter, he talks about the Hermetic couple, and they have 7 qualities. Okay. First quality is a man projects his femininity onto the woman, and a woman projects her masculinity onto the man, meaning that they stay like any masculine energy that she has, it automatically gets absorbed by him. Any feminine energy he has gets absorbed by her, so they could stay in their individual polarities and remain magnetic to each other, as opposed to being in their opposing polarities and becoming neutral. Okay. So everybody's in their polarity. All right. They adopt natural roles. Okay. It says that they fuse into a third being. The ordinary couple attempts to fuse into one single being and seeks to stop existing individually in order to make a unity. The hermetic couple comes together as two individuals and then create a third being. Okay, energetic being. All right. So again, nothing gets sacrificed. That's one of those reactions that nothing gets consumed, right? They regain the hidden paradise. Through their integral relationship, the hermetic couple can enjoy the hidden paradise of Adam and Eve. In this Eden, they can acquire the power to create everything. This does not free them from the law of cause and effect, but on the contrary, makes them more responsible. The power to create refers to the intelligent use of hermetic principles, not the ability to materialize things from nothing. So again, the creative force is very important. So if your relationship, if you are not creating, number 5, the creation of gods. This is a characteristic of the hermetic couple.
Creation of what?
Gods. The hermetic couple may consciously direct their generating power and have invisible children who are truly gods born of the higher spiritual principles and not of the individual's animal nature. These hidden children are the couple's spiritual offspring, which not only make up their descendants, but also the divine family. They are the elements which protect and help them to attain their perfect evolution.
That's dope. Right. Because remember, I told y'all this is the same book that says if you argue, you're going to give raise to demonic vibrational children.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if you have sex after you argue, you are creating pure spawns of Satan.
Oh man, you just created a demon.
Oh, for real. A demon that is assigned to your relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vibrational wise, yeah.
Vibrational wise. Okay. Yeah. Mental coitus. The hermetic couple has normal sexual relations, although of an infinitely higher quality than ordinary ones. Sex is not only an instrument of gratification for them, but a means of rising to higher states of consciousness. They go to samadhi, which means a state of divine ecstasy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
put that amethyst on that forehead.
You did that.
Okay. Hey, Jason, that's how you do it.
Give him some cash. No, be quiet. Okay, the last principle is they create a private sanctuary in the home. Y'all better listen. For the hermetic couple, the home should be a place in which they are armed against any inferior vibrations. It should be the refuge which protects them from both visible and invisible enemies, the sanctuary in which they can shelter themselves from the evils of corrupt beings.
So are you saying, let me ask you, do you believe that there could be a relationship?
Hello?
I see me. Can y'all see me? Yo. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me? Hold on.
Okay, I don't know what happened. Do I believe that there could be a relationship? What?
With no arguments.
Absolutely.
No confrontation.
Absolutely. 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 Like ever indefinitely.
Yeah, like from this hermetic couple definition, that they ain't gonna beef inside. They ain't beefing.
Yeah,
They
I
damn
can
sure
say
ain't gonna
that.
beef inside that house.
Man, I believe, man. Number one, even it ain't even got to be that deep as a science of love, but I feel like if a person is your friend first, like truly your friend first, like your friend,
Yeah.
and y'all can talk about anything,
Yeah.
and you don't have to bring defenses to the table.
Right. Yeah,
But
why can't? Yeah. I'm with you.
But it's when we come with the expectations and we put it in this certain relationship box, then there's certain entitlements. You know what I'm saying? And now I can handle you a different way than I would handle my friend, and it's really sad.
Yeah. You know, shout out to the weekend, Aquarius. You know, I'm just trying to get you out the friend zone, right? So the friend, and like that's the predominant order of the age is friendship, because we're in the Aquarian age, which rules friends. And it's very interesting because definitions, when you start looking at definitions of Aquarius, the more in-depth ones will tell you that in a relationship, you would feel like they put their friends first and have a higher value on friendships. And that's absolutely true. And I've been said it that we come together too fast without building friendship and not being friends. We just go to boyfriend, girlfriend, but we never were really friends and whatnot. So yeah, if you can be friends, I agree with you. So let me ask you this. With that aspect of friendship, could it in that friendship for you, I don't want you to generalize in a sense for everybody in a sense, but for you, could that person be like, damn, she fine, she look good. And can you even do the same and be like, damn, that brother handsome, and he be like, yeah, he is handsome. You know what I mean? Like, is it like that?
I'm a Leo, so I honestly believe that all my friends think I'm fine.
Okay.
No, I'm just no, but yeah, of course. Like I don't really subscribe to these strict societal boundaries in terms of how we relate to people. So I have had people cross that friendship line back and forth, and and it's been more significant than just a friends with benefits type situation. And I have had a friend where we have tried to have a relationship and we didn't necessarily work in a relationship, and we were able to go back to being friends, right? So, and I've had vice versa guys that I have been in relationships with. I'm still friends with majority of my exes. So just because we don't work in this arena doesn't mean we're gonna throw any aspect of our bond away.
Right.
Straight up, he said Leo making her friends look better. You know what I'm saying? Scientific.
Where we at? 450. Yeah. So y'all got something? Put it in the chat real fast, man. I gotta go get on this roof.
Go
If you
get on
got
the
something,
weekend, man.
put it in the chat for me.
They blowing you up.
Yeah, man.
But yeah. So friends first for me. I would never do the fast rush to the relationship thing again. Ever
Right.
ever in life.
Right. I totally understand it. I understand it. This man raised by Leos and Virgos. Gotcha. Great build. Yeah, good build, man. Good build. All right, man. I gotta go. I got work to do, and don't stop. Get it. Maybe tomorrow I may come on real fast, but we definitely appreciate you chiming in. What can people reach you at?
Y'all can find me. I am at Trill Alchemy on Instagram, trillalchemy.com. I gotta go do some readings and stuff. So yeah, you can hit me up for energy work, tarot therapy readings, Trill Elixir, all that good stuff.
Dope, man. Dope.
Appreciate you bringing me back on. It's been real.
Yeah, for sure, man. And man, y'all know where I'm at, man. I'm at where I'm at these days. Really, I'm spending more of my time in the Family Wealth Club. just trying to bring deals to families, man, so we can get into this wealth creation mode with my main vehicle is real estate. In fact, I'm having a webinar this upcoming Sunday with the group of open Q&A, just certain things that we need to have, in my opinion, especially when it comes to wealth building, LLC creation, and whatnot. Certain ways you need to do that, as I was taught how wealthy people do it. And then my man B comes in on the third Sunday of the month, and he does the crypto club and showing people crypto sciences and his portfolio, what he's done, his picks and things of that nature for you to keep your own eye out on and make some moves. So these days I've been more concerned about progressing the financial well-being of the family. So if something that may interest you, man, for sure, jump in while you can. I mean, great deal opportunities happening, man. Shout out to my man Van. He owned the fourplex. You know what I mean? He gets positive cash flow every month. And I literally, there's way over 40 plus families that's benefiting from, you know, engaging in their own endeavors on this journey of real estate on a monthly basis and whatnot. So yeah, that's where I'm at, thefamilywealthclub.com. And peace. Appreciate you. All right.